1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greetings from the Arcturians. Well, it's on the news. What am I looking at here? The UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, announces resignation. So, you're stepping down, Keir Starmer? My. I'm just looking at the news. Yeah. This is a headline from Al Jazeera Updates. UK PM Keir Starmer announces resignation. And then from Dawn, UK PM Starmer announces resignation amid mounting pressure. BBC. Why did Keir Starmer resign? And what could happen next? Why did Keir Starmer resign? Yeah, I'm getting party politics. But anyway, we know that, there was tension going on with his own party, even the Labour Party. So, and we even tried to help him a bit with it, but he refused to reach out to me and us even then. So, and then of course, he did not help me when I asked him for help last year. Even after my partner died in the UK, and I was asking him for help towards the end of the year, September 2025 onwards, and he still did not come forward and helped. And so the message I'm getting from the spirit of Winston Churchill, because he's around me, he's been around me, he's around me, and he's, talking to me about this happening as well. And the message I'm getting is that UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer losing his power position is his karma and God's judgment on him, because he did not help me, even in an extreme situation like death. When my partner died, when my British citizen partner died in the UK last September 2025, and I was asking him for help because he was watching me as well. And he still, even in that kind of extreme time of need, he still did not come forward and helped me. So this is his karma for not helping me. This is his judgment from God from not helping me, because I was just remembering before I, started recording this video, I remembered, oh, right, I prayed to God for all these men in power positions, prime ministers, presidents, to fall. And I asked God to take away their power positions because they're not helping me. They did not come forward and help me, even in my time of need, even when it was about life and death. So I asked God, I prayed to God to take away their power positions. To let them fall, to take away their power positions, because they don't deserve these power positions either. First of all, they did not help me. even in an extreme situation like life and death, even in an extreme situation like death, when I asked for help. Secondly, that these men do not deserve these power positions because they're not even helping the bigger picture that I've been talking about and asking their help for, with that too, with the bigger picture too. And they won't come forward and help with that either. They won't come forward, connect with me, come together with me, work together with me, and help the bigger picture either. But this is mainly because UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer did not help me last year when I asked him for help with my personal situation in my time of need. And then I prayed to God, let these power positions be taken away from them. That God, take away these power positions from these men because they did not help me, even in my time of need. Even when my partner died and I was asking Keir Starmer for help, he did not come forward and help me. He did not help me even in that kind of extreme situation. Even when it was about my partner's death, even when my partner died and I was asking him for help, he did not come forward and help me. I was in his country, I was in the UK, and he did not help me. Even then, even in an extreme situation like death. So I see that God has answered my prayer of taking his power position away from him, at least in his case, for now. So he did not help me, and now he's lost his power position. He's fallen. And of course, I've asked God to do the same to other presidents and prime ministers as well. He was not the only one. And I was just asking, okay, well, that's one down. What about the others that I asked for? And I've been getting this, but I'm getting it again, that Trump will fall in November this year when midterms come along. President Trump will fall in midterms this year. He will lose his power position as President of the United States. Midterms this year. So President Trump will fall towards the end of this year too, in November this year too, November 2026, when the midterms happen. That'll be another one down. And then I was also remembering who has already fallen, dead and gone. Pope Francis. Because his soul or spirit, I should say spirit in his case, had a history with my soul. Past life stuff. I've talked about that here on my channel. You know, it's there in my old videos. It's there in my previous videos. So God made him fall. And death came for Pope Francis in the end. As I keep saying, it wasn't just his old age and illness in this case. Death came to him after he came back home from the hospital. Or, well, I should say, came back to the Vatican from the hospital. And death still came. at that time, because in the hospital, he asked God for grace and mercy, and God granted him grace and mercy and let him live. Because even at that time, I was getting, he will not come out of the hospital alive. But when he came out of the hospital alive, and I was asking God, what's that? You told me he was going to die, and I'm seeing him coming out of the hospital alive. And then God told me, because he asked for grace, he asked for mercy, and God granted him grace and mercy and let him live. But then he came back to the Vatican, and he will not change in terms of, attacking me, spiritually attacking me, and letting his, Vatican coven, big Vatican coven of witches and warlocks spiritually attack me and still do death magic, on me, still throw death magic on me. Like, he will not stop that. So in the end, Anubis came and took his soul, his spirit. As I said, I shouldn't say soul in his case, but Anubis came and took his spirit in the end. And that's why Pope Francis died in the end, because of me. Not just because of old age and illness, but in the end, Pope Francis died because of me. Okay? And the ex-US President, Joe Biden, got his prostate cancer because of me. Again, because all the death magic and sacrificial magic, because he was trying to sacrifice me to the devil Baphomet as well. Both of them were. Pope Francis, the ex-US President Joe Biden. So, all that death magic backfiring on them. And that's what caused the ex-US President Biden's prostate cancer as well. And now he's dying too. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess he's trying to prolong his lifespan through radiation therapy, and I guess they do chemotherapy as well. So that might be prolonging his lifespan a little bit, but as I've already said in a previous video, cancer does not go away until it kills you. It keeps coming back until it kills you, no matter how much chemotherapy, no matter how much radiation therapy, or whatever else humans can do at this stage or at this point, and when it comes to medical science. Cancer does not go away. Cancer keeps coming back until it kills you. So he's pretty much dead as well. He's a dead man walking too at this point. So Pope Francis down. The ex-US President Joe Biden is going down. And now the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has gone down too. As in, he has lost his power position of being a prime minister because he did not come forward and help me last year. And I was asking him for help. And that's his karma and judgment from God for not helping me. And as I said, I prayed to God to take away these men's power positions. And God has answered my prayer, at least when it comes to Keir Starmer now, and has taken away his power position. And yeah, of course, on the surface, it would look like party politics. Sure. It has to look like something on the surface, right? It had to happen some way on the surface. But that's what it is. What I just told you, beneath the surface. And as I said, I've been getting, and I'm still getting, President Trump will fall come midterms in November this year, 2026. He will fall too. He will lose his power position as President of the United States too. So that will be another one down because of me, because he refused to help me as well when I kept helping him. And he refused to listen to me with all this. Well, he listened to me a little bit last year, but then, this year, with all this war on Iran business with Prime Minister Netanyahu, and now the whole world is affected. The whole world is getting affected because of the Strait of Hormuz crisis, because of Iran holding the Strait of Hormuz hostage. Now the whole world is getting affected because of this Iran-US-Israel war, and because of President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. But Prime Minister Netanyahu wouldn't have been able to do this without the help of President Trump. So President Trump will fall in November midterms this year as well. And that will be one more down, because he will not stand down when we've been asking him to. Hold on to your power positions if you can, because me and God and the universe are coming for you. And I remember one of my video titles going back said, "The high and mighty will fall," meaning all you men in power positions sitting in high places. Even Pope Francis, he was sitting in a high place too. The Vatican fell, died because of me. And I've already said the rest. So politicians sitting in power positions, world leaders sitting in power positions, you men think I'm a joke. You men sitting in power positions, presidents, prime ministers, the popes, you think I'm a joke. But this is what is happening to you because of me. And yeah, God's letting you play out whatever here in the physical world, still extending your rope. But when the time comes, what happens? Death comes to you. Your power position will be taken away. Even if it's you who has to resign and let go of your power position. Could happen in that way too. Just like it's happened to UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Should I even call him Prime Minister anymore, because he's just resigned? So anyway, I think I've said my piece. Take care, stay safe, over and out.